Hi guys, this is Jim Life Coach. In today's episode, we've got part 2 of Max's journey. In this episode, he goes deep into his thoughts and feelings of how he settles in secondary school. Now, I must warn you, there are some really deep emotional parts in this episode. So if you're not up for it, I'm just giving you the warning now, okay? So guys, thank you for your support. Please share this episode around and let's get to it. So this is Max's journey, part 2. And this is the GM the Life Coach podcast. I am GM the Life Coach.
Yeah, no doubt, probably the same for me as well.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's go. So it's year 7.
Yep.
You're coming halfway through year 7.
Yep.
Did it get better for you? Did people get used to you, do you think, in year 7?
I think they got used to me because I was there and, I was there every day and blah, blah, blah. It didn't necessarily make it easier. I think that my tolerance grew. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The ribbing was relentless. I mean, I think I probably hit a world record for being ribbed and bullied every single day of my secondary school life.
I can just imagine.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single day, at least once, something went down. Do you know what I mean? And yeah.
I remember you having these shoes, these pointed shoes, man. And, man, if there was anyone that's just at that point, it was just uncool. And you look at the shoes and just you do everything with shoes those days, right?
Yeah.
I remember I had to get killed with my shoes, man. That's where my high tech. Oh, you got high tech? Yeah, where's your Nike here? Yeah, can't afford it, yeah.
Indeed.
But I just remember your shoes, and I remember even me cursing you about your shoes, just ribbing you about your shoes, man. These shoes, man. Probably not to your face, probably to other people who I was with, these shoes, look at these shoes.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine what it would have been like, because I got cussed when I was in school. I think we all got cussed. Everybody got cussed.
But that's the thing, though. You don't notice that, because
Yeah.
I always saw you as one of the cool kids. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Gavin. Yeah, he's out there. He's hanging with Victor, and he's hanging with Lee, and he's hanging with all these men. Do you know what I mean? And you were always one of the cool kids because you look like Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying?
Don't start me off. Don't start me blushing now. Black man can blush. Black man can blush.
Straight up in. And it was, you were popular, girls talked to you, do you know what I mean? And that was just you were the elite. You were the upper echelon.
I know about elite, upper echelon. There were people cooler than me.
But still, and I noticed that all the cool kids also took drama class as well, do you know what I mean? And I took music. Go figure.
Yeah.
But it was, it's those moments in your life when you look back and you think, geez, I could have done with a little bit of peer-to-peer mentoring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like, look, dude, right? You might not have a choice in what you get given to wear. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't. You come home, we've got your new school shoes, boom. Do you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You're gonna tell yourself, what are you trying to do? Get me killed?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I remember this is the thing, being raised by your grandmother as well, right? Do you know what I mean? She came. I remember I come home and she said, "Oh, I got you some new trainers for PE class," and I'm like, "Oh, great! Okay, what you get me? Nike." British Knights, you know what I mean? What did I get? And there they are, this no-name brand with a fake air bubble. It weren't even real. It was aesthetic. It was a piece of plastic wedged into the back, and I was like, how? Where did you find these? They didn't even make them. And God love her. I knew she wanted me to kind of look cool, but on a budget. Do you know what I mean? God bless her heart. Now I'm I refuse to wear trainers that do not have a Nike swoosh on them. I'm straight up Nike. I feel I've deserved it. Do you know what I mean?
You got,
straight up. It's my reward. But that's anyway. No doubt that was every games, every PE lesson was just oh God, I gotta put these things on. Oh God. And then I got a pair of Adidas Velcro.
Yeah.
It's just like,
You're nearly there.
It don't get better.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
I'm ascending.
You said you can now Velcro. All right, so you're still doing better than me at that time because I was in high tech. So you still
even high tech laces versus Adidas Velcro. You are still trumping me, bro. You're still trumping me.
I had these big high tech boots, man. I think my nan got me them.
Right.
My nan got me them. Yeah.
Right.
And I think it was something like, at the time. No, actually, they were in Brixton. So I think they're like £37.
Right.
Right. Up until that point, my mum only paid like say £27 for training. I'm not paying no big money. My mum was always like, so she's like, so I thought these ones £37. I thought, oh my days,
£37 back then. That's a lot,
back then. So a lot of money for you people young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Inflation is real.
Yeah, £37, and inflation is real. And they had the biggest tongue. And there's certain style you had to wear your shoes those days, and you had this thing called roll-ups. Remember roll-ups?
Yeah.
You had roll-ups. You had to kind of
turn up trousers.
You turn up your trousers and roll them up, and you do this whole other style. I still dig the style now. I'd wear it now if it was in. Trust me. But I had this big everlasting tongue that I wore out because I was trying to make the trainers look cool.
Yeah.
By Joe, they weren't cool. They were like purple, green, and white. Kind of that shit never go together in a trainer, and. I remember trying to bust them like they were a great Smith sliced bread. Like often the tongue would hang forward because it was so big.
But the big tongue, that was the hype
was the
at the
thing.
time,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah,
the big tongue was like the NBA dudes. Bell Biv DeVoe were rocking the big tongue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, they were rocking it in their videos.
Pump,
Fresh Prince.
We got pumps and all them kind of stuff.
Reebok pumps. Do you know what I mean? And so the big tongue was like
BKs. You said BKs.
British Knights. Yeah. That was the hip hop look.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was the New Jack Swing R&B and hip hop look was the big fat tongue, and I think that was probably your saving grace, was because it had a big fat tongue on it. I remember if you wore Gola shoes back in the day, that was like Now you're the shit.
Yeah.
You are king shit at Pooh Mountain if you've got Golas. Do you know what I mean? Because they're like, right, I got Golas. It's like,
classic.
So you don't know. You don't know the pain.
Yeah, I went up. I was on Knicks, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I got the most coolest. And I got the. Listen, I tell everybody the story. Don't worry, you're not the only one. So I had this cool pair, and I say cool pair of Knicks. I believe it was the best pair of Knicks in my life. Probably about £10. But they were the coolest pair of Knicks that I had from Nike. I wish they were Nikes. They were baby blue. Yeah, it's one of my favorite colors. Yeah, baby blue. And I love these shoes. I was in primary school, right?
Right.
So we was doing this day where you had your hearing test day.
Yeah.
You know, beep, beep, beep,
Yeah.
Whatever, right? So all in the change room, whatever. I don't know why we take off our shoes. We take off our shoes, whatever. Went into the room.
That's because they took your height as well when they
that's
were doing
what it was.
They took your height and then they did the hearing test.
Yeah. That was it. So went into the room. I came back out. Lo and behold, one of my Knicks shoes is gone.
No.
Not two. One.
Someone stole your shoe.
Can you imagine trying to tell your mum of the new trainers that you've got that you actually like as well?
They're gone.
Someone's taken one.
Did you ever get it back?
No. One.
How the hell does that even happen?
Why? I looked everywhere. My mum's like, no, you've done something to it. You went at the shoe or something. You've done something to the shoe. What have you done? Deep to Space Aliens. What have you done with the shoe?
No, that's messed up. So there's someone out there. Someone out there.
You know who you are. You know who you are. You got my Knicks shoe.
You need to return the baby blue Nick.
Anyway, back to you.
Yes.
Sorry, making about me.
It's not all about you.
You got me thinking about the trainers. I'll tell everybody that story. I got to put it on wax now. Okay, cool. Right.
It's out there for everybody. 1,000 years time.
Wherever you are, that person. Yeah, you're a douche. Anyway, so we're in. So let's go further up now. Let's go to like year 9.
Year 9.
Okay.
Yep.
So what was life like then in year 9 that you can remember? Is it better?
To say again, it's all about levels of tolerance. Do you know what I mean? You know, I started to bite back, which didn't always go down well. But, do you know what I mean? It really developed my level of cussing. Do you know what I mean? Because I had to be the king of the comebacks.
Yeah.
You know, granted, I might have ended up on the working into someone's fist, but I knew I got mine back.
Did you have any fights? I don't think you did.
No, I never got. Not like not like the round circle fight business. None of them ones.
Yeah. Just verbal ones.
Yeah, it was just like in class type kind of thing. Like, you know, someone would just punch me until my arm was numb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, but never.
Did the cussing of did the cussing of you get better?
In terms of my responses, yeah, I was able to deliver some hard cutting responses, but it never eased off. It never eased off at all. No, not at all. Not at all.
Dave.
And the problem is, I think I made a bit of a rod for my own back in the early days because what I found was to kind of to deal with this sudden change. I mean, I know we're going back a little bit to year 7, but to deal with that change, I felt like I had to be something that I wasn't. I felt like I had to be something that that made me feel better. Do you know what I mean? I had to create this image of myself that was more grandiose than it actually was.
Right.
And you know, that I came from money, which to an extent isn't untrue. It's just I didn't have it when I was there. And you know that God, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. You know that I lived in a mansion and I had help and all of this kind of stuff. And then I remember one day when that facade just came crumbling down when my mum came to pick me up from school and she was driving a Nissan Micra. Oh my God, you cannot imagine. Because someone from my class saw me get in the car, and then the following day it's like, hey, I thought you were like and I was just like, oh, it was awful. It was awful. It was like, and that's what I said. I think I set up a rod for my own back. It's like, you know, and only to kind of make myself feel better. And kind of and in order to make myself feel better, I felt like I had to put myself above everybody else. Like I'm better than you. Like kind of, I don't know if if you're a wrestling fan or anything like that, but Chris Jericho, there was a time in 2008 when he changed his persona from being the good guy to being the nasty guy, and he always used to come out in a suit and very sharp, and his catchphrase was, I'm the best in the world at what I do, and I'm better than you. Do you know what I mean? And that is exactly how I was. That was me back then. I was better than you because that's what I believed. You know, so I was just like, you know, fine, let them say what they want to say. I'm better than them anyway. And then anyway, as the years went on, that started to kind of to realise I'm not. I'm so not. In fact, in more ways, they're a lot better than I am. Because, you know, this is their world, and they're navigating it much more comfortably than I am. Do you know what I mean? You know, and that was
no doubt. If it was the other way around, we'd have the same troubles as you had. Maybe even, you know.
Well, mate. Well, the thing is, I think if the flip side had occurred, and let's say someone from Lillian Bayliss came to my school with the same set of privileges that I had, I'm not necessarily sure. I think that economic transition plays a big part in the psychology. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's like someone who has it all and goes broke. Do you know what I mean? It's like how do you pick yourself up? Some people can. Some people can literally pick themselves up when they've got nothing in the bank and rebuild an empire. Do you know, you hear about it all the time. These people have been in business, like you watch Dragon's Den. And I think that there's that economic thing that when it disappears or when it goes or when you lose it, that's almost like a part of yourself. That's a part of your identity because you attribute yourself to your balance in the bank or what you have access to. So when that went, you know, part of me went with it, and then it was just like, right, okay, how do I pump up my own personal bank? You know, the bank of me, the bank of Max Justice. You know, because currently right now I'm bankrupt. I'm in overdraft. So you know, how do I restore? You know, and that's where I think that's where music really came into it. Mr. Johnson, the music teacher, the man. I don't know where he is now, what he's doing, but whatever. I wish him nothing but love. Because he saved my life. That man saved my life because he saw what was going down.
He did.
He saw what was going down, and he's like, "What are you doing at lunchtime?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing." And he's like, "Do you want to, you know, can have access to because he could see that I had an interest in it. He could see that what I was doing, and it was through him